Welcome. We are going to be going over lace placement today. And so this basically just involves you placing your lace onto your wig block. So after you have completed your wig block, you want to start cutting out your lace. When you cut out your lace, you want to make sure that the dene is lined north to south. This way it'll be easier when you start to ventilate. So I'm going to put this against my sleeve right here just so you can get a visual of what I'm saying to you. So if you can look closely, you'll see that the dene is going north to south. That means that all the holes that are there are lined up perfectly going north to south. Okay? So for the first piece, I usually start in the back, which is best. I take my back piece and I line it. And I bring it across. I lay it across the back. I use my hand to pull it in the front to give it a little bit of tension. And I put my pins in the back like so. I only have about 1, 2, 3 pins in the back so far. But trust me, this process requires more pinning because you want to make sure that the lace is as flat as it can possibly be so that you don't have any buckles. And so I usually put the pins in kind of sideways. You don't want to just stick them straight in. So you can see my bottom is coming along nicely. And I just want to make sure I secure it, because we want this to be form-fitting, guys. Put some on the sides. Because you really want this to lay down. Try to have as few buckles in your lace as possible. As you see, I'm pinning. Just want to make sure I lay this down. And this one right here. Pin that down. And I'm going to do the same on both sides. And as you can see, I'm just pinning. You want to do it at an angle. This allows the lace to be as taut as possible without it being too tight, but you want it taut. And then I just want to make sure as I go to the top that my lace is coming up. There aren't any wrinkles or any of the lace is not pulled as taut as it could possibly be coming up the back. Because this is important when you're going to be doing your next step, which is forming your darts. So you just really want this to be as taut as possible. So as you can see, with the way that this piece of lace is placed, you see my ear that I drew there on my bubble, and the lace is coming out, I say maybe about almost 3/4 of an inch from where we traced the ear and where we traced the hair. So you want about that much coverage on both sides. So as you can see, this is where my lace is. It ends right here. And this is where the ear ends and where the hair tracing begins here. So my lace, the ear, the hair tracing. And so you want that coverage on both sides. You also want the back piece to extend down the back, because this is your nape area up in here, and as you go to place the wig or the completed wig on your client, you'll find out that this piece back here will just lay flat or flatter on the neck or the nape area for you. And if you have to customize this piece a little bit more once you put it on your client's head, that's still okay, because you still have got it formed and fitted as close to the actual client as possible. And as I said, the same thing is on this side. So I basically want both sides to mimic each other. I want the lace to come down. I want it to be at least about 3/4 of an inch past the ear and the hair tracing. And I'm going to add a couple of more pins right here, because like I said, you don't want the lace to buckle. You want to lay everything as flat as possible. This helps you set the tone for the next piece. It also helps set the tone for your darts. And so like I say, when I pin it, I just want them to kind of come out at a diagonal position. And that helps lay it better. So you guys, this is definitely something that you need to practice, laying your pieces strategically so that they're going to do what you need them to do when you lay them. And so as I said before, this is how you lay your back piece. You always start with your back piece typically when you're making a custom foundation, because typically the top piece goes over the back piece. So this is how we lay them. As you can see. Really simple. Straight to the point. But that is how it's laid. Alright, I'll see you for the next section.